The actual base that we shoot at, it's called Gormanston in Ireland.
Where are the guns? It's weird. The base feels naked.
We knew immediately that was going to be our base. I mean, it's the perfect setup.
The silent disco.
Yeah! You know, we would be doing these ridiculous scenes, right? But we're in uniform, you know, because we're on the base. You know, it's a real Irish Army base. Yeah. It's an active base. While we're doing our stupid comedy over here, you know, 100, 200 yards away, they're doing, you know, real drills. They weren't laughing at us because they thought the scene was funny. They were just laughing at us because we looked so bad and so ridiculous at what we were doing.
Stop dancing.
Hi, I'm Denis Leary. I play Colonel Patrick Quinn on Fox's Going Dutch. I'm also an executive producer on the show. And this is
Jack Leary, one of the executive producers on the show. And this is
How We Did It.
First time we worked together, I mean, I had to have been 13 or 14 on the set of Rescue Me.
Yeah. That's crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, technically we worked together. I was a PA.
He was out of school, he would come and work on the set with some of the other sons and daughters of.
Yeah, it was my summer camp. I never really connected with any other workplace. I never found anything else other than the excitement of being on set. I grew up watching him do what he does, which is wear every single hat possible, writer, director, producer, actor. So I think it was more figuring out what hat I was gonna wear. You know, I still have aspirations of writing and directing, but producing is really where I've found the sweet spot. We started Amoeba in 2019, and we signed a deal with Fox maybe a month before the pandemic hit, so.
Yeah, that's right.
We had to pivot pretty quickly to learning how to develop over Zoom. Everybody was learning this at the time. I kind of had Fox telling me they were looking for something workplace-wise in the military space, so we brought that to Joel, and Joel had already been thinking about that. Joel had found, I think he literally Googled the least important base in the world.
Yeah, and then he found a guy that worked there.
Yeah.
Had, you know, it had since been shut down, but had retired from the military and had worked there.
All right, we need to recon every inch of this base immediately.
Of course, sir. Cheese.
In terms of development work, it can be dragged out over years, sometimes multiple years. And this was like the quickest, at least for me, since we've been working together. Joel went away to a hotel for a weekend and wrote the pilot, and he was on a ticking clock because I think he submitted the pilot script with 30 minutes left before the deadline of the strike.
Worst tour ever. Sergeant, thank you, dismissed. He said, I'm gonna have to leave the family and go into a hotel and spend the weekend.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, because he had it really fleshed out, I guarantee you Monday I'd have the script. So they paid for it. They were like, we're gonna pay for it, whatever you need. He went into the hotel on Friday night, and he came out Sunday night with a pilot.
And it was great, and it was the pilot, essentially, that you've seen.
Sir.
Soldier, you need a haircut. You look like they found Jesus dead in a river.
That's fun. No.
And Fox was like, hey, can you go back in a hotel for a weekend and write a second episode?
Yeah, now Joel's basically just been funneled in and out of hotels to write.
Yeah.
Colonel Quinn, sir. This is Captain Quinn, sir. Oh my God. You guys have the same last name. That is so crazy.
Not crazy. That is my father, sir.
It was a long process of casting, the biggest focus obviously on casting Taylor's role for Maggie Quinn, and so we spent a long time going through multiple rounds, but Taylor was always at the front.
We provide services to combat bases.
I can do this too.
What are you talking about? This is a service.
One of the things that we were all adamant about was we want, especially the core group, to be able to do the pages, but be able to improvise.
Please, brief us on the operation.
A bunch of us are marching in the...
What?
I didn't quite hear that.
A bunch of us are marching in the Tulip Festival tomorrow.
God, I feel so live on set, we would be doing what was written and then immediately starting to play with.
It is our first ever invitation to the festival, and it's actually crucial to our diplomatic mission.
I led Operation Iron Hammer. I said to our director, like, you know, get a medium and a close, just because if we're going to improvise here, like, make sure we have it. And again, I love when this happens. We started the scene, and about 4 seconds in, I was like, oh my God, can I keep up with this girl? like she was already throwing stuff at me. We're both on camera, so it's like there's no hiding. And every take, it was like that. She was throwing stuff at me. It was so electric.
The image of her yelling at the pregnant lady's belly in slow motion.
When she did that, when we were shooting it that day, I was like, oh my God. First of all, in character, I was like, I'm so proud of my daughter. She's screaming at a baby. She improvised that, so it was such a genius moment.
Blow that thing one more time, and I'm gonna shove it down your throat. You got me?
As a dad, I want to let the process start. You know, a couple of weeks go by, and before I want to check in with people and see how Jack's doing. To his credit, without me having to tell him, like, you have to treat me like everybody else. Sometimes he would come in and go, "That was really good, guys. Dennis, that sucked. Do something else. You guys, that was good. Let's keep doing that. Let's chase that." So he would also come in sometimes and go, "Hey, Dennis, what if you did this?"
I think sometimes it is on me to be the one to tell Dennis the thing that everybody else is afraid to tell him. If it's a bit of, direction or this or that. So sometimes that becomes my expertise, which is fine.
He's the Dennis whisperer.
The Dennis whisperer.
Need to stay shiny and turn this dump into a combat base full of born-again badasses with no bikes.
Get rid of the bikes.
He's
Everyone's
back.
walking.
He's back. The hippie is back.
All right, right away! Right away!
Yeah, I mean, I do call him Dennis on set. I don't call him Dad. I think it would be weird if I was like, "Hey, Dad," or "Hey, Papa."
I want you to call me Papa.
Yeah, Papa.
On set.
Everybody's great. Hey, Papa.